From South Florida, this is Headliners, only on CBS News Miami.
Hello and welcome to Headliners. I'm Nasha Sherman. Another bust and a property crime theft ring in Broward. Nearly a dozen illegal squatters have been removed from a home at the center of a theft case. CBS News Miami's Joe Gorcho reports.
It's another new development in our months-long investigation into a local property crime theft ring. On Tuesday, Fort Lauderdale police helped remove what they describe as illegal squatters from the stolen property, which you see behind me. We witnessed law enforcement kick out 7 men, 2 women, and a child on Tuesday morning, all left peacefully, grabbing their belongings and either walking or driving away at the time. No one removed from the home shared with us if they knew that this Seabreeze Boulevard property was the subject of a property theft investigation we profiled last October. We uncovered Tyrone Jones allegedly creating a fictitious person to become executor of the estate on this Seabreeze Boulevard home. He was arrested last October. The Broward Property Appraisers Crimes Against Property team spearheaded the effort to catch Jones. Last March, his office's investigators discovered Jones led a crime ring that tried to fraudulently acquire 14 properties in Broward County worth more than $12 million. And they believe he was renting out the fraudulently acquired Seabreeze property for over a year.
We only started about a year ago. We've had about 185 cases, and every case is a little bit different. And in every case, what we do evolves a little bit. Our underlying goal at the end of the day is just to help protect the community and to hold people accountable.
Are you surprised that they were still living in this home after Tyrone's arrest?
No, because they know the system. They know how to stay there until the courts throw them out. Now,
for more on how one alleged crime against a neighbor sped up the process to remove the illegal squatters, visit our website at cbsnewsmiami.com. Joe Gorcho, CBS News Miami.
100,000 Florida residents are now without property insurance. It's after yet another major provider pulled out of the state. The announcement comes as hurricane season is in full effect. This is now the 4th major insurance provider to pull out of the state in the last year. CBS News Miami's Jacqueline Quinn has the details.
Farmers Insurance may not be able to pull out so easily. The state's chief financial officer says that he's going to be taking action, though the company has already said that they are leaving because they want to manage their risk exposure. Specifically, the chief financial officer, Jimmy Petrona, says he's going to see if the company has followed the laws in place, and if they haven't, he is looking to fine them. Now, according to farmers, the move impacts about 100,000 policyholders. This will no doubt leave many homeowners turning to the insurer of last resort, Citizens Property Insurance, which is state-backed. And they just announced that they are on pace to grow to 1.7 million policies by the end of the year. To put this into perspective, it had just over 470,000 just 3 years ago. So let's listen on what Petrona said about farmers just recently.
I don't think they were transparent, and I thought their actions were very ham-handed. It's just disappointing. So I say, policyholders, pick up the phone and call another carrier.
Petronas has also mentioned that it's not too late for farmers to change course here, but that does look unlikely. In Miami, I'm Jacqueline Quinn, CBS News, Miami.
People with student loan debt will now have to start making payments. It comes after the Supreme Court ruled against President Biden's student loan forgiveness plan. It's for those who may be struggling out there, but there are still options, and it depends on your income and your job. CBS News Miami's Yvonne Taylor explains.
I am eligible for the income-driven repayment if they consolidate all of my loans.
Sol Ortiz qualifies for a program recently launched by the Biden administration. It is known as SAVE, which stands for Saving on Valuable Education Plan. Here's how it works. Payment is based on the borrower's monthly income, and after 25 years, debt could be forgiven. She just started working. Without an option, her payment would be astronomical.
So if I'm not in the income-driven repayment plan, $900 a month, which is not sustainable for anybody.
And how much do you owe in student loans?
$75,000, yeah. And after deferment, can go up to like $80,000, depending on whatever program or plan I decide to do.
Ortiz, who graduated with a master's degree in global strategic communications, is also considering the option of public service loan forgiveness. These are the borrowers who qualify. People have to stay in their fields for 10 years. After 120 monthly payments, debt is clear. She is still frustrated about the 6-3 ruling by the Supreme Court, which found that President Biden had no authority to cancel $430 billion in student debt.
What do you respond to people who say, I had a loan, I paid for it, or my family paid for it. Why should hers be forgiven?
Not everybody is privileged to have families. Not everybody is privileged to have the opportunity to have a support system to help, facilitate that. Not everybody can make a student loan payment.
And finally, there is option of forgiveness for teachers. The requirement is to teach for 5 years in a school serving low-income students.
If you are interested in any of these programs, go to the website studentaid.gov and you will find the option that best applies to your need. In the newsroom, Ivan Taylor, CBS News, Miami.
When we come back, a warning from local officials as temperatures reach near record levels across South Florida. The life-saving information is coming up.
From South Florida, this is Headliners, only on CBS News Miami.
Welcome back. I'm Naja Sherman. Now to a warning for parents. So far this year, there have been 10 hot car deaths across the country. Florida has the most, with 5 of these tragedies happening right here in our state. Last week, the latest one happened on the 4th of July. CBS News Miami's Terry Hornstein did some research and has important tips for parents.
It's the middle of summer, and it's really been brutally hot this year here in Florida as well as across the country. And the experts warn to not leave a pet or a child in a car even for a few minutes. And we wanted to see how quickly a car can heat up. So my photographer left 2 thermometers in his SUV for less than an hour. One of the thermometers tops out at 120 degrees, the other at 110. And when he got back, both were at their peak, not even registering how hot it truly was. The one that topped out at 120 degrees, in fact, it was broken. We went to Hollywood Fire Rescue to talk to the EMS division chief about how dangerous temperatures like this can be and some advice to help remind parents to slow down and remember who they have with them at all times.
Within minutes, this could become a life-threatening issue. So we can't look at it as, oh, the baby's just in there for a few minutes. That could be very bad. Once the core temperature raises to about 104 degrees, now you're looking at heat stroke. Maybe just a little bit of mindfulness. Take a deep breath. Slow yourself down. Recognize who you have with you.
There are a few other tips to remind parents. Never leave your child in the car, even for a few minutes. If you drop your child at daycare, tell the daycare to call you right away if your child doesn't show up. Leave a phone or a purse in the back seat with the child. Make sure your kid can't get into the car on their own. Of course, keep it locked. And another important tip, announce who is getting each child out of the car when you stop to not cause any confusion. And if you ever see a child in a car alone, call for help immediately. There's also technology available now to help to remind parents there are children still in their car, left in the car seats, including car seats with sensors and sensor pads you can purchase online. In Fort Lauderdale, Terry Hornstein, CBS News, Miami.
On the health front, maternal mortality is unacceptably high. That comes straight from the World Health Organization. CBS News Miami's Chelsea Jones spoke to a mom who says when she lost her baby, she almost lost her life.
It's a journey many women experience, but for Anya Cook, it was a long time coming.
You see women go to doctor's appointments and they're so cute in their pregnancy bellies and their outfits, and I didn't think that I was worthy of that.
That's because Anya suffered 17 miscarriages.
They wanted to, it's funny because sometimes that affects me when I hear babies, and sometimes it doesn't, and this is one of those times that it does, and it's weird.
That's your little heart. Oh my God, a heart.
After an IVF implantation last year, she was pregnant. They finally made it past 5 weeks, the longest she'd ever carried a child. Then, on December 14th, that joy turned into more heartbreak. Anya lost her amniotic fluid, so she and her husband Derek went to the hospital for help. Because she was past 15 weeks, Florida's current cutoff for terminating a pregnancy, Anya told me the hospital sent her home.
I said, what? So you can't do anything. You can't terminate my pregnancy. You can't. He said, no.
She was discharged just 1 day later.
I heard her body hit the toilet, and I heard the water splash.
It happened in the bathroom of a hair salon. Anya lost her daughter, Bunny. She then began to hemorrhage.
I ended up losing half the blood in my body anyway.
We've learned that black mothers are 3 times more likely to die from a pregnancy-related issue than white mothers. The CDC tracks maternal mortality. So why is that the case? Researchers looking for answers traced it back to variation in the quality of health care, underlying conditions, structural racism, and implicit bias.
We have many studies that show that even medical residents who are in training have been trained to not take black people's pain as seriously, to not listen to black women when they're giving reports about symptoms, to not understand the complaints or the health history.
That is why the Southern Birth Justice Network looks to create a safe space for black women to get what they want, what they need. Just this January, a mobile midwife clinic hit the road, making available holistic care, referrals to doctors, doula services, even recommendations for centers where different birthing options exist, like giving birth standing up, in water, and more.
People need to be able to seek care, to not be turned away from doctors who are afraid of being sued or criminalized for just providing the standard of care.
The mobile clinic is on the road, and the Miami Birth Justice Initiative is a new program in the hospitals, working with them to give women those same options there. For Anya, though, losing her baby nearly killed her, physically and mentally.
I was in a really bad place. I really contemplated suicide quite an extensive amount of time.
But she is regaining her confidence in her body, believing one day she'll be able to carry her baby to term.
My body can do this. I know my body can do this. It did before.
Anya and her husband are going to try again. Now, those 2 new programs did launch this year, and if you want to get involved, they're always looking for volunteers. I'm Chelsea Jones, CBS News, Miami.
When Headliners returns, Lionel Messi is already being celebrated in the city of Miami, while one of the biggest stars in soccer history now has a mural in the Magic City.
From South Florida, this is Headliners, only on CBS News Miami.
Welcome back. I'm Naja Sherman. For many teens, summer means sleeping in, lounging around, and playing video games. That's why one local gym has created a program with health in mind to get them moving. And as CBS News Miami's Maribel Rodriguez tells us, there's an added incentive to motivate young people.
There's nothing better than working out with a friend. This summer, Alyssa Solar and Kaylia Chivaria are hitting the gym together and taking advantage of Planet Fitness's high school summer pass.
It motivated me to exercise because it was a good opportunity to hang out with my friends as well as being active at the same time, and it doesn't cost much to be here, so that was also motivating.
As a matter of fact, it costs them nothing. The program is free for high school students ages 14 to 19 for the summer, a great excuse to get away from video games off the couch and get moving.
I think a lot of us, spend a lot of time at home over the summer, not having much to do, but having another option of going to the gym is definitely great, motivating.
Dr. Colin Knight, a pediatrician at HCA Florida Kendall Hospital, says motivation and starting early is key.
I think it's important even to start before the teen years, to start, as a preteen, being physically active in any way, playing games, joining a sports team or a formal program of exercise. It doesn't have to be an organized thing, but getting in the habit of being physically active is a lifetime good habit that will help you live longer and live healthier while you're living longer.
According to the CDC, children and adolescents ages 6 to 17 should do some type of physical activity 60 minutes or more a day. It helps with weight management, strengthening bones, decreasing blood pressure, and reducing stress and anxiety.
It's good to start healthy exercising habits young so that as we get older, our bodies will be in the best condition possible.
That is true, and the program is available through August 31st. All high school summer pass participants will also have access to free workouts designed specifically for high schoolers, available on their app. Maribel Rodriguez, CBS News, Miami.
Lionel Messi is one of the biggest stars on the planet, and now he has a mural in Miami that is larger than life. CBS News Miami's Mike Cunha has more.
If you're walking around Wynwood, you might run into Lionel Messi. You can't miss him. The giant mural by artist Maxi Bagnasco is catching the attention of onlookers, including Inter Miami co-owner David Beckham.
Here in Miami.
Here in Miami.
It was an encounter that blew Bagnasco away.
Wow, es una persona importante.
He's a very important person in the world. He came in the fence and he went up with me. And nothing, I was all sweaty and I had all my aerosol sprays. It was an incredible surprise.
Beckham's wife and international superstar Victoria Beckham had fun documenting the mural as well. But of course, the one person he'd really like to impress, the man himself, Lionel Messi.
I don't know. It would be another surprise. Imagine if I had this surprise all the time. I would die. I would die right here.
Bagnasco has painted murals like this one around the world. This project will likely take him 2.5 weeks start to finish. In that time, he'll have plenty of visitors stop by in awe of his talent.
We were actually here today to take a tour of the artwork.
Right.
And one of the things that they talked about was this particular installation and the fact that it was done by hand. So to actually meet the artist is kind of amazing.
Photos and videos of that mural have blown up on social media, so much so that Bagnasco told us he's flooded with interview requests. Not exactly sure how much work he's going to get done today, but nevertheless still worth it to go out to Wynwood, check out that mural, and maybe, who knows, Messi actually shows up and sees it for himself. Mike Cunio, CBS News, Miami.
Thanks for joining us this half hour on Headliners, and as always, keep it right here on CBS News Miami for up-to-the-minute breaking news and weather 24 hours a day. Have a wonderful day.